everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Sana and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in the GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in the GK Today Android application. In this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision e-books that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. And let me tell you one more thing. If you want the Hindi version of this session, you can refer to our former channel named as GK Today. The link has been given in the description box from where you can reach to. So without taking much of your time, let's get started. Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 10th of June 2022. Let's start. Defense Acquisition Council approved the manufacture of Dornier aircraft and Su-30 MKI Aero engines by which institution? So the Defense Acquisition Council, chaired by our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, approved the procurement of military equipment and platforms worth 76,390 crore rupees from the domestic industries. And also DAC approved manufacture of the Dornier aircraft and Su-30 MKI Aero engines by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. And also it approved the next generation corvettes at an estimated cost of around 36,000 crore rupees for Indian Navy. And not only this, also DAC has approved the Digital Coast Guard project. Okay, let's see some of the important institutions that were in news. Which institution developed mini proteins to prevent SARS-CoV-2 infection? So researchers at the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, have designed a new class of artificial peptides or the mini proteins. And according to the study, the mini protein blocks this COVID virus entry into our cells, but also it clump virus particles together so as to reduce their ability to infect. Okay, so this has been developed by IISc Bangalore. Operation Mahila Suraksha is an initiative of which institution? So Railway Protection Force has launched this particular operation from 3rd of May to 31st of May. And RPF has secured 150 women from becoming the victims of human trafficking. And also RPF has arrested more than 7,000 persons who are traveling on the coaches reserved for women in an illegal manner. And not only this, Meri Saheli campaign has also been initiated by the RPF. Why? To provide safety and security to the lady passengers. Fine. Which is the only Indian institution in the top 50 list of 2022 Times Higher Education Asia University rankings? So the only institute in the top 50 list of this ranking is IISc Bangalore, and the rank of this institute was 42nd in this index. And there were 3 institutes in top 100. Which were these? First is JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, and its rank was 65. Then second is IIT Ropar. Rank of this institute was 68. And third was IIT Indore, whose rank was 87. Okay. Which institution released a book on the basics of artificial intelligence titled as Artificial Intelligence for Everyone? So this book has been released by India AI, and this portal is a joint initiative of Ministry of Electronics and IT, National E-Governance Division and NASSCOM. Okay. Which institution released the report titled as Tobacco Poisoning Our Planet? So this report has been released by the World Health Organization, And we observe the World No Tobacco Day on 31st of May. Okay. Next question. What is Agni 4, which was recently tested by India? So India successfully tested the intermediate range ballistic missile Agni 4, and the successful training launch was carried out from APJ Abdul Kalam Island in Odisha. Okay. So Agni 4 is an intermediate range ballistic missile with a range of around 4,000 kilometers, and it was developed by DRDO, and it can carry a 1,000 kilograms payload, and also it can go as high as 900 kilometers. Fine. Coming to the question slide. Frontier, the world's fastest supercomputer, is developed in which country? So this is the supercomputer of the country USA, and recently it has overtaken Fugaku supercomputer to become the world's fastest supercomputer, and Fugaku is from the country Japan, right? Which country test fired Zircon hypersonic cruise missile? This is the country Russia. Also, few days back, Russia has tested Sarmat, which is an intercontinental ballistic missile. Which Indian institution featured in top 50 list of the latest FT Executive Education rankings for 2022 for the Open program? So this is IIM Ahmedabad, and its rank was 47th. Also in the customized programs category, the Indian School of Business was at 38th position globally. Then IIM Bangalore was at 43rd position, and it was the second best institute, and IIM Ahmedabad was at 50th rank. Okay. Which is the top ranked Indian firm in the Forbes latest Global 2000 list of public companies? So the top ranked Indian firm in this list is Reliance Industries. Okay. And the rank of this industry is 53rd. Second was SBI, rank was 105. Third was HDFC, rank was 153. And next is ICICI, and its rank was 204. The Air Force test fired the extended range BrahMos missile for the first time from which aircraft? Answer is Su-30 MKI aircraft. Okay. Next question. Which Indian state or the Union Territory declared Blue Duke as the state butterfly? So the Chief Minister of Sikkim, Prem Singh Tamang, declared the Blue Duke as the state butterfly on the occasion of the World Environment Day. So Blue Duke, whose scientific name is Basorona durga, is endemic to Sikkim and to the Eastern Himalayas, and it falls in Schedule 2 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, and also it is a protected species in the Himalayas. So as many as 720 species of butterflies are found in the state of Sikkim. Fine. Let's see some of the important states that were in news. Which Indian state or Union Territory launched the Beach Vigil application? So the Chief Minister of Goa, Mr. Pramod Sawant, has recently launched the Beach Vigil application for holistic management of the beaches. And the application aims to benefit both the travelers as well as those who are working in the tourism sector. So people can file a complaint regarding any illegal activity or violation via the application, and also it can be used by Drishti workers, police and other stakeholders to safeguard the interest of the travelers. Fine. Kolamarka and Muktai Bhavani are the new wildlife sanctuaries of which state? So the Maharashtra State Board for Wildlife has approved 12 new conservation reserves and 3 wildlife sanctuaries. And the new sanctuaries are the extensions of the Muktai Bhavani Sanctuary, Kolamarka Sanctuary and the Lonar Wildlife Sanctuary. So these protected areas will have an area of 1000 square kilometers, which is twice the size of Mumbai city, And Maharashtra has total 6 national parks, 50 sanctuaries, 15 conservation reserve and 6 tiger project. Okay, so correct answer would be Maharashtra. Baiko Festival is predominantly celebrated in which Indian state? So people in India's northeastern state of Assam celebrate a spring festival named as Baiko Festival, and it is predominantly observed by the people of Assam every year in the month of June. So this festival is meant to bring an auspicious harvest season with abundant crop and good health. Fine. Next question. What is the rank of India in the 2022 Environmental Performance Index? So India's rank is 180 in the 2022 Environmental Performance Index, and it has scored the lowest among 180 countries. So report ranks the countries on 40 performance indicators across 11 issue categories on climate change performance, environmental health and ecosystem vitality. So India's performance on these parameters in terms of policy action is considered to be extremely poor, and that's why we are at the last position. Okay. Let's see some of the important rankings. What is the rank of India in the World Air Power Index under the Global Air Powers Ranking 2022? So we were at 3rd position in this ranking, and the topper country was USA. What is the rank of India in the World Economic Forum Travel and Tourism Development Index in 2022? So the rank of India in this index is 54 among total 117 countries, and in the year 2019 we were at 46th position. So which were the top 5 countries in this? First is Japan, second is USA, third is Spain, fourth is France, and fifth is Germany. Okay. Which bank is the most new addition to the S&P Global Market Rankings Top 50 Banks in the Asia Pacific? This is ICICI Bank. In the recently released annual test rankings released by ICC, India topped in which format? So in this ranking, India topped in 2020 international cricket. Okay, and then India was followed by England, and third was Pakistan. Fine. Which was the world number 1 ODI team? It was New Zealand, second was England, and third was Australia. And the topper country in terms of test cricket is the country Australia, second was India, and third was New Zealand. Okay. What is the rank of India in the RSF 2022 World Press Freedom Index? So India's rank was 150 among 180 countries. North Korea was at the bottom position in this index. And which were the top 3 countries? First is Norway, second is Denmark, and the third is Sweden. Fine. Next question. Who is the founder of the Blue Origin Aerospace company? So Blue Origin is an American aerospace company founded by Jeff Bezos, who is the founder and executive chairman of Amazon in the year 2000. So Blue Origin has successfully completed its 5th human space flight recently that has sent 6 people to the suborbital space, and this crew was called as New Shepard 2-1. Okay. Let's see some of the important companies that were in news. Which global group formed a company to build and supply devices that allow small satellites in orbit? This company is Sony, and the devices will work between the satellites in space and the satellites communicating with ground stations. Okay. Which company won the bid to build the National Capital Region's new airport at Jewar? This is Tata Project, and the airport is expected to be functional by 2024. Housing Development Finance Corporation partnered with which technology company for digitization of its lending business? This is Accenture. Which company recently announced to launch Amber Alerts to find the missing children? This one is Meta. Who has been appointed as MD and CEO of National Asset Reconstruction Company Limited? Answer would be Natarajan Sundar. Fine. Next question. Joe Root, who recently scored 17,000 runs in international cricket, plays for which country? So he is a batsman from England and he became the first English player to complete 17,000 runs in an international cricket. And earlier Joe Root completed 10,000 runs in Test cricket, and with this he became the second English player and 14th overall player to reach the feat. And this list is led by Sachin Tendulkar, Ricky Ponting and Jacques Kallis. Okay. Coming to the question slide, Roy Going for Broke is the autobiography of which cricketer? So this is the book and autobiography of Andrew Symonds. Can you tell me from which country he belonged to? Kieron Pollard, who announced the retirement from international cricket, represented which country? So he is from the country West Indies. How many Indians featured in the 2022 edition of Wisden 5 Cricketers of the Year list? So basically 2 Indians were featured in this list, and who are they? Jasprit Bumrah and Rohit Sharma. Okay. And who was the leading man cricketer in the world in this list? Joe Root. Then who is the leading women cricketer in the world? This is Lizelle Lee. And leading T20 cricketer in the world is Mohammad Rizwan, who is from the country Pakistan. Fine. Which cricketer has been appointed as the brand ambassador for Karnataka Brain Health Initiative? This is Robin Uthappa. And don't forget that Mahendra Singh Dhoni has become the brand ambassador of Garud Aerospace, and it deals with designing and building of unmanned aerial vehicles. Next question. Indian Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu launched the Startup Bridge of India and which other country? So Indian Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu launched India-Qatar Startup Bridge, which is a joint initiative to link the startup ecosystems of the two countries and boost the business sectors mutually. So Vice President launched the bridge while addressing the India-Qatar Business Forum, which is jointly organized by FICCI, CII and ASSOCHAM, along with the Qatar Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Fine. Simply you have to remember that the startup bridge of India and Qatar has been recently launched. Coming to the question slide, the National Tribal Research Institute was inaugurated in which state or the Union Territory? So Union Home Minister Amit Shah has inaugurated the National Tribal Research Institute in New Delhi as a part of celebrations of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So the National Tribal Research Institute will provide the tribal communities with necessary resources, and this institute will also provide the policy inputs to the Ministry of Tribal Affairs and the state welfare departments for programs and the studies that support the socio-economic aspect of the tribes. Fine. National Food Laboratory of FSSAI has been inaugurated in which state under the Indo-Nepal bilateral agreement? So this lab has been inaugurated in the state of Bihar. In which city Kaushal Kendra has been inaugurated under Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana? Answer would be Noida. In which state or the Union Territory North India's first industrial biotech park inaugurated? So the very first industrial biotech park of North India has been inaugurated in Jammu and Kashmir. In which state the Prime Minister recently inaugurated Nano Urea liquid plant? Answer is the state Gujarat. Fine. Next question. Da Vinci mission, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with which country? So first of all, what is the full form of Da Vinci? The Deep Atmosphere Venus Investigation of Noble Gases, Chemistry and Imaging. Okay, listen again. The Deep Atmosphere Venus Investigation of Noble Gases, Chemistry and Imaging. So this is a mission of American Space Agency, NASA. And this mission is on course to study the planet Venus in 2029 to understand its chemical composition and whether humans can inhabit it. Okay, so Da Vinci will be the very first mission to Venus to incorporate the flybys, and also it will analyze Venus temperature and its atmosphere. Okay, let's see some of the important international current affairs. Which of the following cities become the first city in the country to get a processed steel slag road under the Waste to Wealth and Clean India initiative? This city is Surat. Indian Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu launched the Startup Bridge of India, and which other country? This is the same question, and answer would be Qatar. Which country hosted the multinational peacekeeping exercise called Exercise Khan Quest 2022? So this multinational peacekeeping exercise commenced recently in Mongolia, and military contingents from 16 countries including India are participating in the exercise. So as per the India's Defense Ministry, Indian Army is represented by a contingent from the Ladakh Scouts, and this 14-day exercise will enhance the level of defense cooperation among the participating countries. India recently signed a memorandum of understanding with which country to increase the cooperation on climate action and environmental protection? So recently India has signed this MOU with the country Canada. Next question. National Asset Reconstruction Company aims to take over large value NPA accounts from banks above dash. So National Asset Reconstruction Company is a special purpose asset reconstruction company set up to take over the large value NPA accounts, that means above 500 crore rupees from the banks. And Finance Ministry said the 6,000 crore rupees National Asset Reconstruction Company Limited is expected to take over the first set of non-performing accounts of the banks next month, and the remaining accounts are proposed to be taken over within the third quarter of the current financial year. Okay, coming to the question slide. Non-banking financial companies are classified into how many layers as per the Reserve Bank of India's framework? So Reserve Bank of India has issued a framework for scale-based regulation for NBFCs, wherein the structure comprises total 4 layers based on their size, activity and perceived riskiness. So recently RBI announced specified rates of provision for outstanding loans extended by NBFC upper layer. So the guidelines are for provisioning for standard asset by the large non-banking financial companies due to their key role in the financial system. Okay. What is the surplus transfer by the Reserve Bank of India to the government for 2021 to 22? So RBI has transferred 30,307 crore rupees to the government of India. Reserve Bank of India levied a monetary penalty of how much rupees on Manappuram Finance Limited for non-compliance with KYC. So for this purpose, RBI has penalized Manappuram Finance Limited with 17.63 lakh rupees. Which bank was recently fined 93 lakh rupees by the Reserve Bank of India for a range of violations, including those related to KYC standard? This bank is Axis Bank, and another bank that has been penalized for the same reason is IDBI Bank, and with the same amount as well. Okay. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.